Imagine this. You walk outside. You grab the biggest drill humanity has ever built, and you make one rule. You do not stop digging. No matter how hot, no matter how deep, no matter what's down there. How far could you actually go? And what would happen if you reached the center of the Earth? First, Earth is way thinner than most people think. We live on a thin, rocky shell called the crust. Compared to the whole planet, it's basically the skin of an apple. At first, the digging feels normal. Dirt, stone, underground water. But the deeper we go, the hotter it gets. Every kilometer adds more heat. Soon, it feels like standing next to giant invisible ovens underground. And humans have actually tried this. Back in the 1970s, the Soviet Union launched one of the craziest science projects ever. Their goal? Drill deeper than anyone in history. For almost 20 years, they kept going. Machines broke, rock collapsed, temperatures exploded. But eventually, they reached over 12 kilometers deep. World record. Sounds insane, until you realize Earth's center is over 6,000 kilometers away. That means humanity barely scratched the surface. So for this experiment, we're upgrading. We now have an imaginary drill that ignores heat, pressure, and physics. Time to keep going. At around 40 kilometers down, something changes. We leave the crust. Welcome to the mantle. And this place is weird. You'd expect rivers of lava, but most of it is actually solid rock. Sort of. Because under enough heat and pressure, rock starts acting less like rock and more like slow-moving putty. Entire mountains of material are flowing around us. Not meters per second, centimeters per year. Slow enough to never notice, powerful enough to move continents. But here's the crazy part. Nobody has ever seen this directly. So how do scientists know? Earthquakes. Every earthquake sends waves through the planet. Some waves move through solids, some move through liquids. Scientists measure those waves all around Earth, then reconstruct what's hidden below. Basically, they gave Earth a giant underground scan. And what they found changed everything. Thousands of kilometers down, the mantle suddenly ends, and below it is liquid metal. Not magma, not lava, an ocean of molten iron. This is Earth's outer core. Temperature? Over 4,000 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt almost anything. And this giant metal ocean is moving constantly. That movement creates electric currents. Those currents create Earth's magnetic field, which means if this layer disappeared, life on the surface would have a very bad day. But somehow, it gets even stranger. Because inside this giant liquid ocean, there's another layer, a solid metal sphere, the inner core. Wait, how can something be solid when it's that hot? Pressure. The pressure is so extreme that atoms are basically locked in place. It's one of the most extreme environments in the entire solar system. And scientists recently found hints that this inner core might not rotate exactly the same way as the surface. Deep below us, Earth may have its own rhythm. And finally, after traveling over 6,000 kilometers, we arrive. The center of the Earth. No secret civilization, no hidden city, no giant crystal chamber. Just crushing pressure, extreme heat. And one huge reminder, we still know surprisingly little about the place we call home. That's the wild part. Humanity reached the moon, built telescopes that look billions of years into space. Yet the deepest place we've ever physically reached is barely a scratch beneath our feet. And somehow, we're still finding ways to explore it.